Hey, it's time for a playoff edition of Lowco Lights on WHHI, powered by LowcoSports.com. 14 teams from the Lowco entered the high school football postseason on Friday, and only 6 emerged victorious. Survive and advance. Let's get into it, starting with Beaufort High School, the defending state champs in Class 3A. And Jaydn Andrews had another huge night for the Eagles. Beaufort at Loris. Andrews goes for 139 yards on 25 carries and scores 4 touchdowns. Some tough running here to get the Eagles inside the 10. And then another tough run running over defenders. Andrews has had a monster senior year for the Eagles, and he's going to put it in the end zone on the Wildcat. Eagles win it 30-13, and they go to Crestwood on Friday. Hampton County hosting Bishop England. Kayvon Chisholm and Zion Dobson honored for being North-South All-Star selections, and my man one time getting them hype along with the band, and Coach Paul calling out his dogs, and it was a big night for Hampton County at home. The defense was nasty as usual, jamming up the middle. Cody Seegers getting in on that, along with Trenton Robinson. And then Zion Dobson, the South Carolina Mr. Football finalist, with some tough running up the right side. He gets a little banged up there, the lower leg a little tender. He would keep going. They did hold him out of the second half for precautionary reasons, just to keep him fresh for next week. But Zion doing damage. He got it up to 98 yards, and he's going to get in the end zone eventually. Jazmir Goines on the other side of a Chris Terry touchdown pass on 4th down. And then Terry going to hook up another quick pass over the top, this time for Dobson, who sprints into the end zone, and the Hurricanes on top early. Home crowd loving it, and they loved it even more when Zion got into the end zone on the ground. That's what they're used to seeing him do. Dobson with another huge night. Hampton County rolls 33-7, and they will host Andrews on Friday. The path to the lower state championship goes through Hampton County. Hilton Head Christian Academy on Friday night. It was the Dylan Clark game, part whatever we're up to now. Clark, seen here scrambling, had 91 yards and 2 touchdowns on just 6 carries. He was also 10 of 16 for 171 yards and 4 touchdowns. Tyshon Mansell caught 6 for 97 yards and 2 scores. AJ helped also with a touchdown grab, and Gage Zadalokin. Eagles roll 42-7 over PD Academy, and they'll travel to Pinewood Prep for a semifinal showdown Friday in Skeeza Class 3A. Over on the Isle of Ladies, Beaufort Academy looking for its first win in over a month, and BA got a huge game from Jackson Porter as well as from Dietrich Shuford. Seen here scrambling and chucking. A lot of that going on. Dietrich improvising. This offense has tried to find itself without Devontae Green, and Porter was the man with 37 carries for 215 yards and 2 touchdowns. BA wins 25-13 and gets a rematch at Williamsburg Academy. Stop by the farm on Friday, aka Cone Field, where Patrick Henry was having a party, and the football team was also playing St. John's Christian. The Cavaliers put up a fight in the red zone all night, but Michael Tucker Mathis converted 3 field goals, and twin brothers Hugh and Forrest Fairey hooked up for a couple of touchdown passes. The Patriots advanced 28-21 and earn a rematch at Dorchester Academy in the Skeeza 1A semis next week. In the other semifinal, it will be Thomas Heyward after the Rebels routed Calhoun Academy behind another monster effort from Tony O'Banner. O'Banner carried it 20 times for 350 yards and 6 touchdowns. He also passed 8 times, completing 3 for 59 yards with a touchdown and an interception. And Nick Robinson added 80 yards and a TD on the ground, while Beau Pinckney had a monster game. 15 tackles, 2 for loss, and this 54-yard interception return almost makes it to the end zone, as well as a pass breakup to lead a stout defensive effort for Thomas Heyward as the Rebels roll 54-22 over Calhoun Academy, and they'll host Lee Academy in what has become an annual matchup, usually for the state championship game. So 6 teams march on to rep the Lowco next week in the second round, and we will get you ready for kickoff Friday night with all kinds of coverage on the Lowco Sports Lowdown, as well as Lowco Game Day Live. And then we're going to have a Lowco on location event out at Jay's Barbershop in Ridgeland. So hope to see you from 5 to 6:30 p.m. Friday before we kick off at Thomas Heyward in the Skiza 1A semifinals. For Lowco Sports and WHHI, I'm Justin Jarrett. Until next time, go Lowco.